Let's discuss a couple of aspects where East versus West messed up during their 21st event. The first one was the pay-per-view practice pulls. First time ever seen in the history of arm wrestling. And the second one was the Morozov versus Devon situation. Dexter Tan is getting a lot of heat for both of these. Let's discuss the first one. We have seen Schoolboy versus Devon, Prokopchuk versus Devon, and a bunch of other practice pulls. So Schoolboy shows up against Devon, who has probably arm wrestled over 100 guys at this moment, and Devon couldn't Schoolboy at all. Even if his life depended on it, in those 2-3 pulls, Devon couldn't have stopped Schoolboy. Then Daniel Prokopchuk shows up afterwards, and he's also moving Devon off center, even pinning him on the left arm with his 10, 12, 15-inch elbow fouls. A few moments later, Schoolboy appears again, and now he's also tired, just like Devon. So Devon starts putting the brakes on him, even on the left arm, and he just stonewalls him on the right arm. I know Devon is almost always exhausted because he's always training with someone, but genuinely speaking, I think this may be one of the most tired and most exhausted Devons that we have ever seen. I mean, his face was looking different. He was arm wrestling for hours and hours, for days. He started table practicing a couple of days before the event and continued till a day after, non-stop. So now let's talk about East versus West's decision of putting these practice pulls behind a paywall. I haven't purchased the pay-per-view, so I cannot speak about it. What's there in that video? It's about 1 hour, a little bit more than that. But by now we have seen most of the practice pulls anyways, before the pay-per-view matches are out. So that gives even less incentive to the people to purchase the pay-per-view. And many fans are also saying that despite paying more than $140 for the annual pass, they didn't get the extended pulls pay-per-view with it. I also think that it should have been included. So the problem with the pay-per-view practice pull model is these pulls can and should be used to grow the fan base, to grow the hype around athletes. I still remember Kalinishenko showing up in that monkey suit, beating a bunch of people, and people were curious, who is that guy? And after that, everybody started knowing him. But that cannot happen under a pay-per-view model. I saw that Benji Max channel got over 800,000 views on that live stream, maybe over 700,000 views. But anyways, it's an insane number. Although I do think these numbers somehow look artificially inflated because all of his live streams are like 100,000 views, 200,000 views. It is practically not possible with 4,000 subscribers. But anyways, the point is East versus West should be using this to grow their fan base, not to put it behind a paywall. And it goes completely against Dexter Tan's idea and Robert Baxter's own idea, which they have mentioned multiple times, that they want to be free for all. They eventually want to partner with a streaming partner like Netflix or someone else so that everyone gets to watch it for free. On one hand, you're talking about putting the pay-per-view matches out there for free, and on the other hand, you're putting something behind the pay-per-view wall which already was free and has always been free. So that's a big contradiction right there. I consider Dexter smarter than not just me, but maybe 90% of the arm wrestling fans that are watching the sport right now. So maybe he knows what he's doing and we cannot understand it just yet. And the second thing is the Artem Morozov situation. So initially Morozov got a lot of backlash, but then once he clarified that there was a mistranslation, the backlash turned towards Dexter Tan. And now people have started saying that it is very harsh. Dexter shouldn't have said that Morozov will not be invited back. It is not that big of a reason. So looks like East versus West has backtracked on that statement a little bit, not completely. So they're okay with inviting Morozov back. Obviously, it was supposed to happen. But they're still not convinced that Morozov should be arm wrestling Devon in February. Because after all, I once again agree with Dexter on this. Morozov has said that he's not his best. So even though there may have been a mistranslation, that doesn't mean that he's going to be peak shape Morozov in February. And that's what the promoters want. So this match as of now still looks cancelled. But Dexter did say that Robert Baxter will take the final decision on Sunday. The reasoning that they are giving for potentially cancelling this match is that the hype completely dies after some athlete says some stuff like that. They're saying that if an athlete is not in the best shape, if he's feeling sick or injured, all they need to do is let the promoters know privately and everything will be sorted out. But then the problem is the match will be cancelled. That's what Dexter was saying. And if the match is cancelled, The arm wrestlers don't get paid, so why wouldn't they lie about being 100%? If being honest and truthful takes away their paycheck, why would they do that? I talked with Devon privately on this subject, and he told me that he is pissed off about Morozov's statement. The league isn't liking it too, and now they're looking for a replacement, which will either be Alijan Muratov or Kamil Jablonski. The fans seem to be heavily favoring Alijan Muratov on this. I thought that they won't be excited about a super heavyweight match. They would like to see Devon win some titles, but no. People are willing to see this match in a super heavyweight, so I was wrong about guessing what the fans may like to see. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again.